Is the motion be agreed to, and I call the member for Goldstein.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, you've heard of the acronym TGIF, but it is only Monday, so it wouldn't be appropriate. I'm going to give you another one, Deputy Speaker, TFIGTBA. The future is going to be awesome. And that is the opportunity of the space industry for Australia. And I really welcome this motion put forward by the member for the outstanding and up-and-coming and rising star of the member for Sturt, because I know he's passionate about Adelaide, but he's also passionate about the future and defining the future, and he's passionate about the space industry, and he wants to make sure they're all in perfect alignment, and I'd hope the member for Macarthur would agree, and I certainly do, because I am very pro an Australian space industry. While there may not be a huge amount of it based in the Goldstein electorate, what we want to see the success of our country is not one giant engine burning, but those of the entire nation, and every part of the country reaching for the stars and success. And no, that was not a deliberate pun, it just rolled off the tongue. And particularly around the space industry, it's something that this government is very committed to, because of course it provides the opportunity for our scientists, our researchers, our engineers, and all of those who are based in minerals and mining and advanced manufacturing to be part of a future industry that can grow the potential of the strength of our country. And we know, of course, this is not the first investment that Australia has made into the future of a space industry. But as we look beyond the horizon and, of course, our planet, we look at how we want to be a participant. The member for Sturt has spoken already, as is the member for Hindmarsh, about the opportunity that exists as being part of future lunar activity, and that Australia wants to be part of that journey. That's why we already have 380 companies employing over 10,000 Australians and contributing $3.9 billion to the Australian economy to be part of a future space industry. And we're planning to triple the size of the space industry and add $12 billion annually to the Australian economy by 2030. So in only 10 years to see a tripling of the contribution it can make, and a doubling in the number of jobs that are available for Australians in this sector. Of course, we've already invested nearly $700 million in Australia's space industry, but that's the dollars, it's not the outcomes in terms of people's skills and capacity, not just for a space industry, but the rollover effects for so many other sectors of the economy where the skills can be reapplied to develop other different sectors as well. And of course, as part of this government's manufacturing strategy, and of course particularly realising the opportunities from advanced manufacturing, the skills you need in space are the same skills you need on Earth, and for the sectors that are going to ensure we're building the future of Australia's economy. And I know the member for Oxley is enjoying my comparisons, and he's right to, because I would hope that he too is committed to the future of the Australian economy and the future under this Morrison government to be able to deliver not just for Adelaide but for Brisbane and for, of course, for the rest of the nation. And there are some areas in particular where Australia can apply its skills and its knowledge on Earth to our contribution into space, where we specialise and transcend the contributions of others, and particularly in terms of our expertise in fast and secure communications, which of course are critically important, and we made a huge contribution not far from this building, Deputy Speaker, at Parkes in terms of our contribution to the Apollo missions. The automation and control of robots and assets in space, much like the remote control of mining equipment in the Pilbara. I've been to Rio Tinto's head centre just near Perth Airport and pressed buttons that have dropped tons of iron ore. I know you, Deputy Speaker, have had similar experiences like that, so we have the capacity, we have the contribution, and it's to apply our experience in mining and mining technology to future space. Earth observation from space that can be used to support similar observations on the lunar surface is also an area of which we have critical capacity, and of course management of health both remotely and in extreme conditions, which is very much part of living with the challenge of living on places like Antarctica. And of course the application of Australia's expertise in mineral exploration to support scientific exploration and the Moon and Mars. So never underestimate the potential for Australia to contribute to the success of a global space program. It goes to the heart of our ambition, the Morrison government's ambition, not just for Australia, but for the globe.
I thank the member